I'm going to talk to you briefly about party planning. I like party planning because I'm a detail kind of a person. And there are different sheets out there if you like a sheet to keep track of things, which I do. And so in my special little book here, I have a section for my hosts, and I have a sheet that reminds me about the different things that I want to do with my hosts. So I have all of their contact information here at the top, and then immediately when I book a host, I send them a postcard thanking them for choosing me to do their party with. And yay, I'm so excited for your party. And I remind them on there what our goals are for their party, which my goals are 5 outside orders and 10 guests in attendance and 1 party dated with someone who's not at the party before the party starts. So I write those on there, and I send a party, and send a postcard, and I have a place there to mark that off my list. Then I have a spot for host coaching with the things that I'm going to make sure that I cover at their host coaching appointment. If possible, I like to do host coaching in person. Not everyone lives close enough to me to do that. Not everyone has time in their schedule. Not everybody wants to go out for coffee. But if they're willing, I found it to be effective, because when I sit down and talk with you, I get a sense to know you, and I feel like we work together better if I can meet with them and visit. So if they're willing, I offer to meet with them, and I bring their dating gift and all of their materials, and we have coffee, and we go home, in 30 minutes. Not a big deal. And the coffee I buy for them is, of course, tax deductible, and the party turns out better anyway. So then at their appointment, we talk about creating a theme party. I do believe that theme parties are more interesting for me and the guests, so we create a theme party. We talk about how we're going to invite the guests. Am I going to send the invitations? How are we going to get the guest list from them? I like to get the guest list before I meet at host coaching appointments. So I encourage them to get me that list before that appointment, and I'll give them a gift for doing that. We talk about the host credit, all of the free things that they're going to get. So I don't want them to get to the end of the party and be surprised. And again, we go over their goal, the 5 outside orders, blah, blah, blah. And then I have a spot for the first call when I check in on, the second call when I check in on them. I like to work on Monday evenings, and so I just tell them ahead of time. I usually check in with my hosts on Monday evenings, so expect next Monday. I'll just give you a quick call. I'll see how you're doing, see if you have questions, and then there's things that I like to touch base with them at that call. And the next, it depends on how far out you plan them, but I like to touch base with them at least a couple more times before their party. I know Tracy has a sheet that is a full-size sheet that she does too, if you don't like this kind of thing. And then I have a spot for mailing a thank you card. I like to send them a thank you card after everything is over and said and done. Thank you for choosing me. I appreciated doing business with you. Here's my contact information, and hopefully we'll be in touch again in the future. So,
how far out are you dating your parties that you do all this?
I prefer to date them for 2 to 3 weeks ahead. I haven't found most people that will really date within a week anyway, so maybe one of the calls gets skipped. Maybe I have to put something in the mail because we can't get together. So it has to be a little bit flexible, but at least keeps in my mind and helps me keep track when I have multiple hosts going at the same time, that I haven't forgotten a step with a host. Because otherwise I found myself thinking, did I tell her that? Did I send her this? I don't know if I sent that one a thank you card. So, you have a question?
Now, why are you getting a guest list?
Because I have to mail their invitations. I prefer to mail the invitations. I like for the customers to see what the sales are at that time. Some people have in their mind what Tupperware is, and we all know that's not what Tupperware is now. So I like them to see that. I like them to be prepared. I like to entice them to come. And you can do that better with a sale flyer than with a Facebook message or with a postcard.
How far in advance do you mail yours out?
I mail them as soon as the host gives it to me, which ends up being a week to 2 weeks. A week, I think, is really short for people to change their plans and expect to come. I would like 2 weeks. Not all of my hosts will get me the stuff that fast.
So people don't forget it and they get a postcard 2 weeks ahead of time?
Well, the host is going to touch base with them again. That's one of my things. Remember, call them, make sure they got it. Sometimes things don't go through the mail. They may not even receive the invitation, and you don't want them to be left out.
I normally try to mail probably at the 10 or 11 days out mark,
Yeah,
about a week and a half.
yeah, that's, and mailing around here to local people, if I mail it today, they have it tomorrow.
Right.
All right.
Thank you.